This program is proudly brought to you by Puma Energy and proudly supported by BSB, official sponsor of the 2015 Pacific Games, and New Guinea, exclusive carrier for the 2015 Pacific Games, and Coral Sea Hotels, preferred accommodation provider of the 2015 Pacific Games.
Hello and welcome to Road to Port Moresby 2015. Tonight we featured the 10 Kina note and 50 toea coins launched last week, commemorating the 2015 Pacific Games and Makoto Productions' plans for the opening ceremony. But first we profiled the PNG Puma Energy 7's Pukpuks. Now the team has been in outstanding form over the last 6 months and have impressed the entire rugby fraternity with their stellar performance in Hong Kong. Although failing to qualify for the World 7 Series circuit, the team managed to go undefeated to the semi-finals. With enough momentum to carry them through, they are looking to maintain their winning streak and again satisfy the rugby fraternity in July.
The Russian defence is well organised. Experienced on the world circuit in recent years, but it's a chance, the opening chance here for Papua New Guinea, and away goes Pukpuks. Stunning try for Papua New Guinea.
The Puma Energy Pukpuks 7s have been in outstanding form over the past 6 months and are looking to maintain that form and winning streak for the big gig in Port Moresby on the 4th of July.
They didn't stand for it. Now, lovely line run by Clement. He came running from the south stand, took the ball beautifully and went straight through.
Their momentum has been building ever since their stellar performance in Noosa last year at the Oceania Sevens. The team qualified for the Wellington Sevens in the World 7 Series circuit in over 10 years and made it to the Hong Kong Sevens for the full circuit qualifier.
Gets his second try, takes it close to the post. They should get the lead with the run from the...
While they managed to go undefeated in all pool matches, the boys had just fallen short of qualifying in the semi-finals. But that hadn't stopped them. The team's hunger for triumph remains, their desire to improve the status of sevens in the country is increasing, and the journey to success has begun.
It's actually going to be quite a proud moment for the young guys, especially who are going to be wearing the jersey and are going to be representing their country on home ground. So we're actually really looking forward to that. We hope, because of the home ground advantage, because of the training that we've been doing, that we come away with results that are favorable to us.
David, who has had a wealth of experience with the Pukpuks, being a former rep himself, says this team is one of the best teams in recent years and have the potential to do big and go big.
Yeah, I guess in a sense I'm just here to help the young guys coming through, I guess add a little bit of experience or give them a bit of a guiding hand. We've got a lot of young guys coming through, and so it'll be good to get a few, I guess, old heads to come in, give them a little bit of pointers about how I guess PNG rugby culture goes about things and how they do their preparations for big events and competitions like SP Games. I think they'll do quite well. I'm actually quietly confident in how these guys have been training, their preparation so far, especially for the tournaments that they've been through. This is by far one of the fitter teams that I've come across, and as I mentioned before, I am quite confident in, quietly confident, sorry, in their performance in the Pacific Games.
Dominated by provincial reps, the team to take on the Pacific Games is a gel of young, experienced and fresh talent. Jordan Chichenko makes his entry into the team, while Stanis Susove has made an appearance back into the squad and Hensley Peter returns from injury. Arthur Clement and Tisa Kautu from the New Guinea Islands have again made a comeback and are looking to turn heads in July.
Experience with Hong Kong Sevens me pretty sure that this la experience by helping me play play more big teams in Samoa, Cook Island, Tonga. We believe all boys that with this experience, Bamipla can play in this big name team. Yeah.
All game the strong fitness, but because mind power, walking train, hard, thing is like perfect game challenge for one big team, force him to train hard train. It was the first time to play sevens can country so line most be it but looking also looking play outside Oasis solo. Now I'm home ground so must perform live.
With a strong foundation in place already, both Douglas Geis as assistant coach and Billy Rapilla as head coach will be focused on building the team and maintaining the stronghold.
Yeah, just get the boys back in camp in the next month or so. They'll be all arriving back by next weekend. Get them into camp. We'll run another camp again similar to the one we ran in Newcastle, just going through the same stuff that we went through and trying to get the culture and the combinations building in the team. And then working towards obviously getting the mindset right. Obviously it's important that boys understand why we're doing it. We're at home and we obviously have to put on our best performance in front of our home crowd. But we're up against a very tough challenge in Fiji's coming, Samoa and Australia this time round because of the inclusion. And then Tonga, our big nemesis, who we know they didn't play well in Hong Kong, but they're always strong every time we play at these national levels.
Preparations are very, very good at the moment. We started about 8 weeks ago, 6 to 8 weeks ago. The new coaching team, myself with the head coach Billy, and we've had a couple of tournaments under our belt, with our most recent one being Hong Kong, where the boys sort of exceeded expectations, but we're not resting our laurels there. We want to push on further, and we were aiming for, everyone's we've won bronze in the last 2 tournaments, the Pacific Games, but we're quietly confident we can give a push for the gold-silver playoff here.
Douglas and Billy, both former reps, have an enormous amount of experience from previous games. Billy in particular having represented Team PNG for rugby at the 1991 Pacific Games.
Yeah, no, I was very privileged to be part of that 91 Games as a player. It was probably one of the most defining moments in an athlete's life, where you play in home crowd and you represent your country. So it was really a big honor, and I'm sure these boys will also have that opportunity to be proud of their efforts, to be in the side and also go out there and play in front of your home crowd. So yeah, I was a part of that and I was really privileged.
While it will be an experience of its own playing on home soil, Coach Billy says the boys must remain focused on achieving results, as there is a goal beyond the Pacific Games.
They've got 3 months to prepare, or less than 3 months now, 2.5 months. They can't be comfortable. So the guys that are outside that team that went to Hong Kong, they need to push these guys, and that's the environment we want to build and really make sure that these guys are being pushed to the last sort of brink when they want to make the side. They're not just going to walk in because of that past performance or history of your playing performance in the past. So yeah, we do have a mix of young and experienced players, but that doesn't mean because of experience you'll get in, or because you played well in Hong Kong you'll get in, So that's what we want to make sure that the mindset's right for that. And training is an important thing, making sure we do that at training, and our job as coaches is to make sure the players understand that transition that goes onto the field as well straight after.
Makota Productions has been working tirelessly behind the scenes to ensure the Pacific witnesses an extravagant opening of the 2015 Pacific Games. PNG's culture, tradition and identity will be at the forefront of the opening ceremony, giving the world an insight into PNG's diversity. In this segment, Nigel Jameson, Artistic Director of Makota, speaks of their plans for the production on the 4th of July.
The much-awaited Pacific Games is around the corner, and the Makota company organizing the opening and closing ceremonies are working around the clock to deliver the most ambitious opening ceremony to date. As per the latest update, the Makota team have gone from conceptualizing the project to its delivery. While on the one hand, they have a workshop located in Waigani, Port Moresby, that is working relentlessly on the large display sets that will add to the brilliance of the show, and another group working closely with the provincial governors to ensure the best representation of PNG is made during the Games. Rehearsals have begun in full swing, and the final draft of the music is now complete. All the lights, sound, and all the specialist equipment that will be needed have been shipped, and it's on its way to PNG. Nigel Jameson, a world-renowned theatre director who has also specialized in large-scale ceremonies and events, is the artistic director for the opening and closing ceremonies. He told the Road to Port Moresby team that in all his experience of organizing large-scale events around the globe, his PNG experience stands out as the most unique in that it involves the dealing with very diverse and rich cultures, and the task on hand for Makota is to mechanize a way to display artistically this beautiful culture to the rest of the world. Mr. Jameson gave us a glimpse into the grandeur of the event when he said that at one point there will be 7,000 people on the arena floor. A huge billas 20 meters into the sky, towers, a great stage and state-of-the-art lighting which will make the whole world sit up and take notice of Papua New Guinea.
We will forge unity and peace through the power of sport. Let us sing, we are heroes. Come on now, son. Let the fire.
Ceremonial performances that are never seen outside the various communities will also be on display, and the extraordinary feature about the opening ceremony is that on one hand you have a deep, profound ceremonial aspect to the show, while on the other there will also be a light and fun side that has never seen before. And the task on hand for the organizers is to balance the dignity of the opening ceremony and the joy and vibrancy of the occasion. Back in the provinces, the excitement and enthusiasm amongst the performing groups is huge as they prepare their way to Port Moresby. The vision in the story of the Games is that moment in the past when all these different tribes and cultures choose to unite and form an independent and free Papua New Guinea.
The Bank of Papua New Guinea recently launched commemorative notes and coins commemorating two key occasions this year: PNG's 40th year of independence and the 2015 Pacific Games. Minister for Treasury Patrick Pruich unveiled the 10 Kina and 50 toea coin commemorating the Pacific Games. Minister for Sports and 2015 Pacific Games Justin Chichenko commended the Bank of Papua New Guinea and the government for their combined effort in embracing the Games and signifying it as an important event in the history of PNG. The 10 Kina note and 50 toea coin, as demonstrated, have the 2015 Pacific Games logo embedded onto one side. The launching, held on the 21st of May at the Parliament State Function Room in Port Moresby, marked yet another milestone in the lead-up to the Games. Minister for Treasury Patrick Pruach unveiled the notes in what he said was a small but key event.
The printing and minting of commemorative banknotes and coins is a worldwide phenomenon that is done to preserve important events throughout a nation's history. The commemorative currencies that will be launched this afternoon are to mark two important and historical events that will take place this year, and these are the hosting of the 15th South Pacific Games in July this year and the 40th anniversary in September of our nationhood. To commemorate these two events, the Bank of Papua New Guinea is issuing two commemorative banknotes, a 10 Kina banknote for the 15th South Pacific Games and a 20 Kina banknote to mark the 40th anniversary of our independence. The central bank is also issuing a commemorative 50 toea coin to mark this year's Pacific Games. This will be the 10th time for our country to host the South Pacific Games, after our hosting of the Games in 1969 and in 1991. For the 1991 Games, we issued a special 2 Kina banknote and a 50 toea coin to commemorate the event. For this year's 15th Pacific Games, we are issuing a commemorative 10 Kina banknote and a 50 toea coin. The 10 Kina banknote dissipates an overprint design of a Pacific Games, while the 50 toea coin has the Pacific Games logo on one side. There are two types of 50 toea coin, one in plain silver and the other in the colors of the Pacific Games of yellow, red, green, black and blue surrounding the logo.
The Pacific Games, in true tradition, unites unions from around the Pacific Oceania region, encouraging and embracing friendships. These notes, although limited to a certain quantity, symbolize Papua New Guinea's culture, identity and tradition.
This year marks the 40 years of our independence. As a nation, we have progressed much down the path of development and growth since 1975. Our economy has grown, and so has our population. Our various institutions have developed, and our people are better educated. For the 40th anniversary of our independence, the Bank of Papua New Guinea is issuing a commemorative 20 Kina banknote with a special overprint of the 40th anniversary of PNG independence and the National Bed of Paradise. The new banknotes and coins will circulate side by side with the current family of banknotes and coins. The commemorative banknotes and coins has been printed in limited quantity to mark the two occasions. The Kina banknotes and coins that we use every day are the most visible symbols of unity, unifying our many different tribes, culture, and over 800 languages. Kina banknotes and coins touch the lives of every citizens of our country. As such, they bring us all closer together. As we observe in the designs of our banknotes, you will see unique design features, the inclusion of traditional values that gave meaning to our cultures and traditions.
Minister for Sports and 2015 Pacific Games, Justin Chichenko, was thankful to the Central Bank and the government for identifying the Games as a historic event in Papua New Guinea.
I want to personally thank the Minister for Treasury as well for getting behind the Pacific Games. Your ministry has been a champion to ensuring that these games are a success. So thank you, Minister, and thank you for your team and your secretary for ensuring the funding keeps on flowing to ensure the games are a success in July 4th for the 2 weeks and beyond.
Chichenko had also used this as an opportunity to inform and update those within the financial departments on the progress of the construction work and preparations of Team PNG.
So the infrastructure is just about ready, and we will ensure, even though with the rain, we were still moving forward. So look forward to July 4th to the opening ceremony, and we are games ready.
With the Bank of Papua New Guinea backing the 2015 Pacific Games, Chichenko called on the rest of Papua New Guinea to get behind the Games and support Team PNG.
And what we're going to see over the next 5 to 6 weeks is still a lot more work to be done. Every day is gold. Every day is important. And I want to guarantee to the Minister and to our people of Papua New Guinea that we will host one of the best games that this country and region and the Pacific has ever seen. And it's not just because of me or the Prime Minister or our government, it's because of everybody's involvement, getting involved, ensuring that these games are a success. The national government can only do so much. It needs the support of everybody, from the business right down, to ensure that these games are a success and moving forward in the right direction.
Thank you for joining me on tonight's episode of Road to Port Moresby 2015. If you would like to view this episode again, visit the link shown on the screen and follow us on Facebook for instantaneous updates on Team PNG's preparations leading into the Games. I'm Lorraine Genya. See you next time.
This program was proudly brought to you by Puma Energy and proudly supported by BSP, official sponsor of the 2015 Pacific Games. Air New Guinea, exclusive carrier for the 2015 Pacific Games. And Coral Sea Hotels, preferred accommodation provider of the 2015 Pacific Games.